Hello friends, welcome to my channel. Today I will teach you to all how to create a application form by using the HTML. Today and first I will show you the code. Already I create the one code and also output for that. And I will show you now the output for that. One second. Look at this. This is my code. Uh, in this code for that one second, give me some time, I will show you. Hello student, this is HTML forms and for creating the application form. In that form is used for the creating forms. Anything, it may be application forms or any admission forms, anything about what creating the forms. We use the code for that form, and under the form you write some codes and etc. In writing the application form or anything, we want to include some questions like asking some, if you want to um, and under that we have some features like we including the selecting languages and some asking. Then that time we use the code for that text build, text builds, and checkbox and radio buttons and submit buttons, etc. In fun also we use the input code for inputting the some data in the output. In writing code, when we write the input, the element is the most used for the for the form element. The input element can be displayed in many ways depending on the type attributes. I will show you some example that input type is equal to text. When we write the text, that display the single line text input field, the output shows the like one um, uh, line field like this. When we write the text in input type is equal to text, when you write, then the output becomes so like this is like this box, because for the input some data. And next, radio input type is equal to radio. It displays the radio button for selecting the only one of many choices. If in application form, in the questions like what is your mother tongue, the options will be Kannada, English and Hindi. If you should choose in one option, so that for that purpose you have to include the radio button. That is the reason why we call the radio as the selecting one of many choices. And in sometimes we have to choose many options. That's why in that time we use the checkboxes instead of radio. Input type is equal to checkbox. When we write, that display the checkbox for selecting the zero or more of many choices. The display on the radio button look like this. Once again, give me one time. This is the radio button. In output, that will show like this. When we click in that point, that will choice this is one. If you click in this, just you will click one option and it is remove that in the options. That's why we use the radio button for selecting the one for the many choices. And checkbox is used for them many choices. This is like this is what checkboxes. You can also click on English, French, Hindi. Like you can also click in three or two. How many you want, you can click. That is why we use a checkbox for many choices. And next one is submit. In after completing the your form, you like in online application you see some button like submit. So that's why for displaying that you should include the input type is equal to type. Input is type is very good, or input type is also one of the main attribute or code in writing the forms. And after you have to use input the input type is called to button for displaying some buttons in application of online. And next one is text fields, like this one, the text, and these are when we you input type, like input is called input type is a text, or when we in writing the code you write the text that will show the like this a single line for that. Because text is used for the writing the input in application form. And next one is like this, for example, for that label for from the input type is equal to text, and id name you should include the id name, because this is a procedure of writing the code in creating the application forms. ID means inputted data, that it should be our first name or on English, like that's what you want to include. You should write in this also. You should write the names, because sometimes it should be differ from input data and names. Next one is a label tag. Label tags define a label for many from elements. The label element is useful for the screen reader users. When you use the label tag in writing code, the output becomes um, first name. If you want to see the first name, or a user want to see the first name in application form of online, you the code for that is a label. When we use the label for that should be give the output like this, and the first name, and for including the your output in data type like a first name. Next one is next one is radio button, I will say you already. And also checkbox for many users of choosing the from in application form we use the checkbox. This is the checkbox look like in output. And in if you want to get the submit button in application form, we use the input type is called to submit, that defines a button for the submitting the form. And data to a form handler. The form handler is typically a file on the server with a script for the processing input data. And finally your form will look like this. You also include some more information in coding, but just I will showing you the normal form of the application. And first name, when we include the label type, that will include like this. And next this box is when we use a text, and a submit button in this. And now I will show you one example for the creating a form. I will already creating the application form in using code in HTML. Also I include some background images to the application forms. To include the application form, to include the background image in coding, you have to use body tag in a background is equal to the source. You don't write in src in this page. You write the body background and path of that images that should be getting from your mail or your file. And click on the images and right click on that. Then you will see them properties and the last of your options, and then click on that. You will see the security in that part. You will see in like in object name, you will see like this, and copy this and paste in the your notepad or anything where you are want to write the code. Next the automatically the image will be seen in your output. And next I use the form for opening the for creating the form application. And also under that I will use the label for so visibling of the first name and etc. And input type is I will use the text, and
id means input data. Also I use the you should use the break after completing every input data, because of when we use the break, that should be shown in one by one in downward. If you don't use it, that will show like continue, and the first name in the front of that, last name like this, in horizontal row. If you want in like downward by downward, when you complete the one out input, then you write the break. That but you should know that break is not having the closing tag, only that have the opening tag. These are my codes, and now I will show you the output of my code. Once again, this is my output. This is the image what I set as a background, and I the first name. These are all the these are all of the forms like this. You also see the submit button in this. When you click the submit, that will be submitted. So thank you, like and subscribe my channel.